My name's Josiah Ragsdale, and I'm from Hampton, Iowa. Found it on Spotify probably like 8 months ago or so. I'm looking into an OxyFresh franchise. I don't own anything as of the moment. It is pretty insane. It's very, very positive and insane. I don't know how else to describe it. Clay's presentation style is very funny. My favorite aspect of this workshop is probably actually just listening to Clay speak. It's just a lot of stuff there to learn. So what somebody would be missing out on if they decided not to come would be just the atmosphere. Like, I mean, it's just a lot of knowledge too. I guess the knowledge would be the biggest thing. There's a lot of stuff here you can learn. So
I'm yelling something like this is a sexy Lamborghini.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom. Now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zuttner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, it's a very special occasion because on today's show, we're joined by a real thriver. He could be, you might say, this guy looks like a hologram. He looks like an idealized hologram. This guy could be a male model, but no, he is an actual entrepreneur, a real client, a wonderful man. We've had the opportunity to meet in person during multiple in-person workshops. He comes from the great state of Iowa. Josiah Ragsdale, welcome onto the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
So I got to ask you, how did you originally come in contact with us there, sir?
Actually through Spotify. Yep.
Through Spotify. Okay. Do you remember what you were doing on Spotify? Were you looking for business shows, or was it recommended, or how did you find the Thrivetime Show?
I think I was looking for business shows because so at the time I was actually in school to build like custom cars, and then I was working on a dragster, and so like I was looking for some more. I've never liked listening to music, so I was looking for either an audiobook or a podcast or something, and ran across your guys' business show because I always figured I'd open up a custom car shop, and then so that's kind of how I found you. So
now, for anybody out there that wants to verify that you are a real person, the website is autoliftserve.com, autolift and serve, SERV.com. Josiah, could you share with everybody out there who wants to verify you're a real person? What's your first and last name, and what's the name of your company?
yeah, it's Josiah Ragsdale, and then the name of the company is Automotive Lift Services.
And what kind of services or solutions do you guys provide there? I think a lot of people are curious about that. What kind of services do you provide at autoliftserve.com?
Sure. So kind of our main niche is obviously fixing lifts, because we generally will prioritize speed of repair. So like we offer like 48-hour repair times guaranteed. But otherwise, as far as the rest of the equipment in the shop, if it's in a shop, like in the mechanic side, whether it be exhaust ventilation equipment or air compressor equipment, we service it and sell it as well. But lifts are our main bread and butter.
Now, what I wanted to do on today's show is really brag on you and kind of go through some of the wins that we've been able to work on together. Because I think sometimes when people think about a business coach or a business consultant, they may think about a motivational guy. They may think about some sort of motivational, feelings focused, almost like business therapist. But that's not what we do at all. We focus on implementing a linear path to help real business owners grow their real companies. So we're going to go through all 14 steps today. So step number one, revenue goals. I'm not asking you to share on today's show what your yearly revenue goals are, but why is it important for you as a coaching client and a business owner? Why was it important for you to figure out how much money you needed to do per week in sales to hit your goals and what your yearly goals actually were?
Yeah. So I mean, without knowing our yearly goal, there's no way to break down into what you need to hit per week. Because like that's a really important thing that we start with every single Monday morning, just between the my service manager here and myself is like figuring out, okay, this is how much cash we need to break even for this week, and this is how much cash we need to break even or should need to break even next week, and then this is what we need to make a profit. And here's our goal for profit. So I mean, I don't know how you would stay in business without knowing it. So
Okay, so let's drill into that for a second. Are you coming to our workshop coming up here in March? Are you coming to that?
I will not be, unfortunately. Nope,
Oh,
we've got a 2 month old baby, so he's not
oh,
moving yet.
okay. Well, let me pull this up real quick so people can see that you've been
Yeah.
to a workshop though. So you've been to a
Oh
workshop.
yeah. Yep.
And I'm just going to throw out some ideas for anybody out there watching. We have Eric Trump. That's President Trump's son will be there. Robert Kiyosaki, best-selling author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Eric Trump obviously runs the Trump Organization. They have thousands of employees. We have Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series. We have Tom Wheelwright, one of the most respected wealth consultants on the planet. And people say to me, Clay, man, it's got to be hard putting together an event like that. And I say, well, we could define hard, but I'll just tell you this. It's about $175,000 for me to put on that event. And someone says, huh? Real numbers that you put out up front. You say, what does that go to? Well, you got the president's son here, so you need security. You need great security. We need all the police and all the law enforcement to keep him safe. You've got audio and visual people that work all weekend, and they set up for the event. We've got food. Anytime you try to feed a small army of people, which will be 400 people, think about it. Even if the average person, if we only invested in $20 over 2 days to feed them, that would quickly add up. But it's not $20. So you're talking about $50 of food per person. You've got the security, then you got the flights, the hotel, the accommodations for the various speakers, and I can go on and on boring people with details. But you end up spending quickly about $150,000 to put on the event. And so because we only sell 400 tickets, you kind of do the math and you go, okay, that's what you need to do to break even. And I think everybody out there needs to have clarity on that. You mentioned it. I want to go back to this workflow for a second. The break even point, box number 2. Most people do not know how many customers they need to break even. Why is it absolutely essential for you and for any business owner, especially at autoliftserve.com? Why is it important for you to know how much you have to sell to break even?
Yeah. I mean, if you don't break even, you're going bankrupt. So that's about as important as it gets. I mean, I don't know how else to break that down.
Well, I think a lot of business owners, though, don't ever think about these things at all. I mean, I would say 99% of the wonderful doctors and dentists and lawyers and clients and automotive repair shops I've worked with, I mean, of all the clients in our portfolio, I would say 99% of them don't know their break-even point before they start coaching. And I think that's so important for everybody out there to really dial into that idea. Now, we've got the third step is you got to know how many hours per week you're willing to work. Now, you have a baby on the way. Is this baby number 1 or baby number 407? How many kids do you have?
This baby, this baby number 1.
Yeah,
So,
and I remember when I first met you. You were baby free.
yep,
You might have even been girlfriend free. I think you came to the conference with a friend, and I think one
yep,
of the work vans stopped working, and you guys helped us fix the van or got it working. And
yep.
so a lot has changed in your life. Why is it important that you and your wife, you and your partner, that you guys have that you're on the same page with defining your schedule?
Oh, definitely. That's huge. Because I mean, if like we want to be happily married and have a good home for, our future kids and whatnot, because we want to have more kids too. But I mean, if I was just like always working, she would not, we probably wouldn't be married for very long. So like my curfew moved up from like 6:30 p.m. and being able to start as early as I wanted to like now I quit at 5. And then I don't get to work all day and all night on Saturdays anymore. So my Saturdays start earlier, and we've kind of changed when his bedtime is to kind of make it match too. But
This is
yeah, I mean that's really important. So
real
if
stuff.
you
This
get divorced, you lose 50% of what you built. So too.
All right, now box number 4, defining your unique value proposition. What is it that makes your company unique? So that's one thing we do with every client. We help you achieve that. But let's talk about autoliftserve.com. What do you guys do differently, autoliftserve.com, from your competition? What do you do that makes you unique in the world of business?
Yeah, so we guarantee that we'll fix the lift within 48 hours or it's free. Like we'll try and get people over to our maintenance plan right away. That's kind of our biggest thing because most people you go to, you're going to go ahead and you're going to call them. They're going to come out, diagnose it, bill you for that, and then they're going to order parts. You're going to go through. It's like a 30 to 60 day lead time on a lot of repairs. And kind of what we do is we'll go ahead of that and we'll go, okay, hey, for let's say $100 a month, whatever, we'll cover your lift. And then if anything breaks, we'll come out and have it fixed within 48 hours where you don't have to pay for it that month.
So again, you've thought through this, and you have a coach that works with you every week. Let's talk about this here. Moving on to box number 5, branding. That's the website, photography, video, logo, print pieces, video testimonials. How has improving your branding impacted your ability to go out there and sell in a competitive marketplace?
Oh yeah, that's impacted a whole lot. I mean, like even when I was first showing up, like we were like right after starting up with you guys, like the difference between me going in and Dream 100 marketing beforehand and afterhand was huge. Because like before I'd go in, they'd be like, okay, this is just some guy off the street, clearly. But afterwards, I went in, like we got into the Gabus group here in Iowa, and I was talking to one of them there, and they thought we were part of like a franchise. They were like, oh wow, are you a franchisee for this company or whatever? And I was like, that was the point that made me think like, oh wow, our branding's like really jumped quite a lot, and that's helped a lot because now they weren't as worried about like, oh, do you know specifically how you're going to fix this or what you're doing? Now it's more so like, okay, this is a legit company. We're not worried about it. Just book them.
I'm telling you, folks, people do judge a book by the cover. People do judge you based upon your branding. It's so important you nail it down. Box number 6, the 3-legged marketing stool. There's got to be a way that every business owner out there that you can stably, consistently, methodically market to your ideal and likely buyers. There's got to be a sustainable, proven way for you to market to your ideal and likely buyers. Can you talk about the impact that it's had having someone like Andrew, one of our coaches, working with you to make sure that you're diligently implementing a 3-legged marketing stool?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, just having some accountability because one of ours is Dream 100 marketing, so that's pretty big where we like physically show up and keep dropping off donuts until they cry, die, or buy. But so that one's big. That's more so just the accountability of making sure we're doing it. And then obviously like getting top of Google is our other main one. And then we're kind of we run a lot of retargeting ads, stuff like that. We're cranking that up. So like those are 2 boxes that I really know nothing about. And so Andrew kind of takes everything from there. Like we have Lucky Orange on the website. Him and I go through it on our coach calls every week, and we kind of scroll through and see if there's stuff that could be have people hanging up on or getting caught on and whatnot. But that's pretty much. I mean, he's pretty much taking on all that. Like we write some content too. You guys write a ton of content. But yeah, that'd be huge. I would have no idea what the heck to do with that without you guys. So
if you didn't have a team helping you get to the top of the Google search results, A, could you do it? And then B, what kind of impact has it made on your business being top in the Google search results?
sure. Yeah. Could I do it? I probably could. It'd be horrible though. It'd take me way longer and cost a lot more money because I would have screwed it up royally many times. Um, the impact is huge because obviously people find us on Google. We've got like several of our largest customers have came from a simple Google search, and they're like people that we've been trying to Dream 100 market to before that for years, and they basically didn't know who we are. And then one of these days, somebody's just Googling at their company and finds us, and they book us. And that's so much easier too when they find us on Google and they call us to book it. Like it's light years easier because now it's like they're looking for us. It's not we're cold calling them and trying to get them to buy something. So it's more so like order taking at that point instead of having to sell. So I mean, it's a huge impact.
Now, next area here, and again, this is all people. People always say to me, they always say, Josiah. Josiah. People will say to me, they'll say, Clay, what is the most important thing I need to do to grow my company? And I would respond rhetorically, not in a difficult way. I'm just saying, well, what's the most important ingredient that makes cookies? Is it butter? Is it eggs? Is it chocolate chips? They say, what? I said, well, what's the most important part of the house? I mean, is it the framing? Is it the tile? Is it the countertops? Could you skip the footings? Could you skip the rebar? Could you skip the framing? Could you skip the shingles? It's all of those things working together. And I think a lot of people really don't think about business that way because of our educational system and the biases that are presented there. So box number 7, you got to create a sales conversion system. It's a sales conversion system. You have to have a system that we're talking about: scripts, recorded calls, one sheets, pre-written emails, lead trackers, tracking the results. How has tracking the results and having a turnkey system in place impacted your business?
Yeah, tracking results is absolutely huge. The lead tracker is probably the biggest, most game-changing thing we've done is with you guys, is because now we've got like one spot all of our notes are in, and it's nice and simple. We went through with Andrew, so it's just like if it's a white box, that just means we need to keep calling them. They haven't booked. If it's green, they're booked. If it's red, it's they said no. But that's simplified everything. I mean that's definitely the biggest one. The script, that's kind of always a work in progress. We go through that with Andrew relatively consistently too, because there's a lot of different steps and a lot of different questions that customers have depending on what they're calling on. But it's huge without what we have now. And I would say our stuff right now is nowhere close to being done. Like it still needs a lot more revisions, but without having it right now, like we definitely would have sold the wrong equipment into many shops, and that would have been a big problem.
Now we move on here to the next box here, folks, going 90 miles an hour. This is how you do it. Box number 8. You have to determine your sustainable customer acquisition costs. What does it cost you to get a new customer? You have to know, what does it cost to obtain a new customer? Do you have a tracking sheet? Do you know how much you're spending on advertisement? You have to know that. Box number 9. You've got to create repeatable systems, processes, and file organization. Repeatable systems, processes, and file organization. Now, this is not a fitness advice to anybody out there, but I'm going to give you an example. One of my clients is unbelievably fit. I mean, this guy is looking incredible. And he made the comment to me years ago. I said, "You look great." And he said, "Thank you. I pay for it." And I remember he said that like he'd been thinking about it. And I said, "Man, you look great." And he goes, "Thank you. I pay for it." And I was thinking, he was ready for that response. And so I said, "Can I ask what that means?" He's like, "Oh, I pay for a trainer 7 days a week. So 7 days a week, I have a trainer, somebody who's a coach who pushes me." And I said, "You look great. You've had a trainer?" This is a guy in his mid-40s. I'm like, "So you have a trainer 7 days a week?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Can I ask why?" And I kind of knew why, but it helps to hear it from somebody else. And he said, "Because if I don't, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to have the workout pants on, the workout shoes on. I'm going to be there, and I'm not going to work out. And if I do, I'm not going to push myself. And so I have a trainer that pushes me for 40 minutes a day and who pushes me." And I said, "What do you pay per session?" True story. He said, $100 a session. I said, "So you're spending per week $700 a week?" He said, "Yeah, that's why I look like I do. I mean, that's something I've invested in." Now, again, I hear that all the time with people that have a great lawyer. They say, "Man, your legal systems are dialed in." They go, "Yeah, I pay for it. I have a lawyer." I see people that are phenomenal in the game of investing, and they go, "Yeah, I pay for it. I have a financial strategist." I think everybody in any area of our lives where we want to get better, we need to have a coach of some kind. Could you talk about the impact of having a coach, what that's done for you, having somebody like Andrew that actually gives a crap about your business, that actually is 100% focused on he meets you every week, knowing it's a flat rate, but also knowing that you have somebody that each week is going to follow up with you and make sure that all these systems are being implemented? Can you talk about the impact of that?
Yeah, it's huge. I'd say the biggest impact is probably every week kind of pulling me out of turtle view and back up into kind of a looking further out. So like I'd commonly like for a long time, especially in the beginning, I was still doing a lot of technician work. Not so much anymore, but I was doing a lot of technician work. So it was like every Wednesday was like our call. That's like what got me back up to the point of thinking about, oh, okay, I'm actually building a company, eventually we're gonna have somebody in this role. I'm not gonna have to do this forever, that kind of deal. But it's big. I'd say a lot of it's just like, of course, the accountability and getting numbers in your tracking sheet and stuff like that, so you know where you are and if you're gaining or not. But I'd say the bigger thing is like helping you get out of your own head and kind of see, at least for me, helping me get out of my own head and see that, oh, okay, I'm not trapped, you know, and here's the next step I can do to get us a little bit further down the road. And he really kind of pulls that out because a lot of times I'll feel like I have no idea what to do next to keep growing the company. But in my conversation with him, a lot of times he can kind of pull that out just through us talking, and then it's like a lot more clear on how to keep growing.
I find it very interesting that all of the people I've met in my life who are very successful, they all have a coach, an advisor, or somebody that pushes them. You know, the guy that I meet that has like the jacked up haircut is normally the guy that cuts his own hair. You know, the guy that I meet that has a really, really nice car typically did not hand make the car. They typically reached out to someone who was proven to be an expert in the car making, and they bought the car from the Ferrari dealership, from the Lamborghini dealership. The guy who has the great haircut typically has a professional they're hiring. And in business out there, if you feel stuck, you've got to implement all these systems. So box number 10 and 11, box number 10, you've got to learn how to manage people. And that's not something that's normal, you know, in managing people. Do the people on your team know what their jobs are? And are they being held accountable for doing those jobs? Do the people on your team know what they're supposed to be doing? And are they doing those things? Could you talk about the impact of having a coach, how much that's made on your ability to manage people?
Yeah, that's another area that's really helpful because, you know, I had no management experience prior to this. I yeah, I don't connect with a lot of people very well either. So I don't, yeah, it was like basically every single week I just have a problem we go over with Andrew on like some kind of crazy thing that I didn't think people did, which is probably the most common thing. That's like, why is this like this is the job, this is all you got to do. Like, what's the problem here? But uh, Andrew's very helpful in us helping us figure out, you know, how to manage people. I'd say a big part of helping me manage was helping me get the group interview going and rolling properly, because that has probably been the biggest influence on helping me manage people better, is maybe kind of moving some people out sooner and or moving some job shadows in, which kind of speeds people up then a little bit too. Yeah, but like none of that, I wouldn't have figured out any of that without him.
Now we move on here to the final couple steps here. Is you have to create a repetitive weekly schedule. You have to schedule a time every week for the group interview, like we talked about, or your daily huddles. And that's something we work with, teaching our clients how to time block and build a schedule that works for them. Box number 12, teaching you how to hire and recruit great people. How do you hire, inspire, train, and retain great people? Box number 13, step number 13, you got to create an accounting system so you're actually aware of your money. Where's it going? But all of this, the whole point of doing all this, box 14, is so that you can achieve success in the area of your faith, your family, your friendship, your fitness, your finances, your fun, your focus. And so I encourage everybody out there, make a list today. What are your goals for your faith, your family, your friendship, fitness, your finances, your fun, your focus? What are your goals for faith, family, friendship, fitness, finances, fun, focus? What are your goals? And then the business exists just to help you achieve those goals. And so my final two questions I'd have for you, the listeners out there know that we've helped you with accounting and branding and online ads and search engine optimization. But my final two questions for you would be this. If you could explain to somebody in 60 seconds or less ish, what kind of an impact has weekly business coaching made on you and your business?
Yeah, it's made a huge impact. I mean, like I said, I don't think we would be anywhere close to where we are right now, if even still in business without it. It's like you guys have really helped just continue growing, because like without you guys we wouldn't have our website cranking, we wouldn't have a bunch of leads, we wouldn't have I'd probably be stuck in my own head, I'd probably still be stuck as a self-employed technician, and not have really figured out how to get out of that phase. Like I really think I'd be stuck there for many years without a weekly call.
Final question. There's somebody out there that is a big statistic guy. They want them to see stats. I'm not asking you for your private numbers, but as far as a percentage, how much have you grown since we met you? Are you up like 2%, 7%,
Yeah.
10%? What kind of a percentage, or how would you quantify that?
Yeah, when we met, we were probably at, I don't know exactly know what the percentage, but you could probably figure it out. When we met and first started with you guys, we probably had done like maybe 60 grand in a year. And we probably now do more like 2 million to 2.5 million in a year.
So you would say let's just do some math here. So if I take 2 million and I divide that by 60 grand, we could say you're up 33 times.
Yep.
That's an accurate number. You guys have grown 33 times. That's powerful. So I encourage everybody, go to thrivetimeshow.com. I have 2 calls to action for everybody out there today. First off, I want everyone to go to autoliftserve.com. And even if you don't know why, share this link on your socials, because what it does is it helps my wonderful client Josiah, it helps Josiah to rank higher in the search engine results. So if you just share a link to autoliftserve.com, it does help him rank higher on the search results. Second thing, if you want to come to one of our in-person workshops, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. The tickets are always $250 or whatever price you can afford. So we've made it affordable for everybody. That's thrivetimeshow.com. They're $250 or whatever price you can afford. How would you describe the workshops? You've been to the workshops. You've done the 13-point assessment. How would you describe the free 13-point assessment and the workshops?
Oh, the workshops are a blast. It's like you're in a room with a ton of other people who want to do the kind of the same thing. And it's probably the most, I don't know. It's just excellent. Like you just got to go. Like you go in, there's the whole thing is very different. Like I've never seen anything like it. You get to see a bunch of people who, like I said, are kind of in the same boat as you and meet them. And they're not normally just people who are kind of like, I'm just trying to sell insurance to this small group that you're somehow a part of in your town. But no, these are like people who are like really growing their companies. Like I can think of like Ryan Wells, for instance, grows like crazy. Like he's a ton of fun to talk to when we go down there. And I always get new ideas from it too. So I'm like, wow, we're really dropping the ball in this area, and these guys are killing it. So it's awesome.
Well, congratulations on baby number 1. Thank you for carving out time for us. I encourage everyone one more time, folks, if you haven't checked out that website, it does help our wonderful client, Josiah Ragsdale, to rank higher if you visit that website. So you might say, how do I do it? All you got to do is just go on over there to Autolift. Let me pull it up again here. It's the domain is Autoliftserve, autoliftserve.com, auto, L-I-F-T, serve, S-E, RV. If you go there, what it does is it helps our client rank higher in the search results if you share today's link, if you share a link to his website. So make sure you do that, folks. Again, Josiah, thank you so much for your time, sir. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
In a Fox 23 television exclusive, a local company is taking small businesses to new leaps and bounds by linking them up with world-class education from millionaires, moguls, and everyday success stories. Fox 23 Sharon Phillips is live downtown on why it could have a big impact on our local economy.
It's already changing the face of small business right here in Tulsa.
We have to determine that we're going to live before we die.
One quick glance at this wall, and it's clear that CEO Clay Clark knows what he's talking about. Right now, he is one of America's most sought-after business and entrepreneurship coaches. He's working to teach entrepreneurs specifically what they need to start and grow a business.
Marketing, sales, PR.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
Oh, he is.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Okay, Aaron Antis, guess who's joining us for the December 4th and 5th, 2025 Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop?
Whoa. Ooh, Santa Claus?
No, we will not be joined by Santa Claus, but we will be joined by Eric Trump, the son of the 45th and now 47th President of these United States. And yes, Amanda Grace will be in the place. And yes, Dr. Stella Manuel will be there, so you know it will go well. Yes, we have Mel K in the house. Pastor Phil and Tammy Hotson-Pillar will be hosting this event at their beautiful church right there in sunny Anaheim, California. Yes, folks, make this a December to remember.
You surprised?
Make this a December to remember and join us at the 2-day interactive business growth workshops. For over 20 years, folks, I've been hosting business growth workshops where we're going to teach you marketing, sales systems, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, sales training, search engine optimization, accounting, workflow development, financial management, all this and more. How do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, how do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets today. And now Eric Trump, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, and this just in from our home office, President Donald J. Trump is now the 47th president of these United States as well.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
He needed someone to run the companies for him. And so the man that runs the Trump organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint. Right. I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here.
There's a lot of togetherness and closeness, camaraderie.
So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody. Don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences. And to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard. And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch. And this is also your opportunity to meet some of the great speakers like Pastor Dave Scarlett. You can meet Mel Kay. You could meet Amanda Grace. You could meet Dr. Stella Emanuel. You could just grab a coffee. You could find some alone time. You could get lost in the bathroom. You could try to go and get a photo with one of the speakers. You could try to photobomb a photo where someone else is getting a photo with the speakers. You could go attempt to find your phone, wallet, and your keys.
My phone, wallet, keys, your phone, wallet, keys.
Whoa.
Now that's a good idea.
Well, it's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business. But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet. Whoa. Add to that, Eric Trump, the man that runs the Trump Organization. You say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch.
Who's with me? Let's go! Come on!
It's an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. Someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay, I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event. Again, the event's going to be on December 4th and 5th in sunny Anaheim, California. Great weather. Make this a December to remember. Eric Trump, the man who leads the Trump organization. It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you this will be 10 times better than that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. That is, I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. I mean, it is life changing. It is life changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right.
Like,
Not really. So if you're looking to have life changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop in beautiful Anaheim, California.
I'm Kay Dixon. I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Vince Suzuki, also from Sarasota, Florida.
He dragged me here.
Yep, was here in 2018, and it changed my business, and I built another business, and now I'm here to do it again with this business. So.
Yeah, I'm a brand strategist, and it's been really easy to go to a lot of events like this and just leave really in your head like what to do next. And already there's the strategic, step-by-step, real-life implementation that we can do to our business, and I'm so grateful to be here and very excited that Eric Trump is here, and that is going to be epic.
Hi, my name is Erica, and it has been amazing being here. The conference, I'm learning so much. Everything is perfect for me.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is. He is. Yeah. And it's for the folks that aren't familiar with you, and probably few and far between, I first came across you, gosh, probably 15 years ago, or maybe even